Oh boy. In motorsports, Chad, we had a lot happening over the last 3 weeks. We've had team struggles for McLaren. We have a tennis ball against a wall. We've had JGR dominate around and then wreck their own drivers. And then in Formula One and IndyCar, we've had schedule releases. We've had announcements with tracks coming back and a lot of stuff that we're going to cover. Welcome to another episode of the Flag to Flag podcast. My name is John, a.k.a. the Motorsports Enthusiast. We have Chad Barker here. Chad, how are you on this lovely, Wednesday afternoon? I can't even keep my days right anymore.
Yeah, my days are starting to blend together too. I'm doing good. I'm in Ohio. In the podcast, it always seems like I'm in Ohio, but in reality, I am all over the place.
You're all over the place, yep.
I was in Bristol. Unfortunately, didn't qualify into that race. Then we went to the Music City. No, we didn't. No, that was after Huntsville. My bad. No, then I went to North Georgia Quarter Midget Association for their Cotton Classic event.
Nice.
Oh,
that's cool.
Got this as a little gift. So
that's a sick flag.
This is one of the checkered flags.
That's pretty cool. Very nice.
Yeah. Let's see here then. Last week was at Music City Quarter Midget Racing Association and Highland Rim Speedway in Greenbrier, Tennessee. Got to do something kind of fun out there that we are really getting excited for. And yeah, but John, you have had also a very interesting past few weeks, mainly 2 weeks ago. You went on about a week?
About 10 days. About 10 days.
A week and a half, okay.
Anniversary trip to New York, Boston, Philadelphia.
Yep, this was John's way of apologizing to Sophia for taking her to a race.
Exactly. Don't spoil my ways here. Don't give away the secret sauce. Don't give away the secret sauce on how to have a successful marriage. Come on.
Yeah, but you guys went to Philadelphia, Boston, and New York. Dude, how was that?
Good.
I've been to Philly once, but I haven't, and I've been to New York once at LaGuardia. But
it was great. It was a good time. We saw all the main things that you would want to see in all the cities. You know, the Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island, Times Square. We went to a Broadway show. We went to see the 9/11 Memorial. Went to see the J.P. Morgan Library. Went to see the Liberty Bell. Went to see Paul Revere's house. All down the Freedom Trail. Went to all the things. Went to the TD Garden where the Celtics and the Bruins play. Went to a Phillies game, my first professional baseball game. That was epic. Across the board, it was a great trip. Love all the cities. New York is freaking massive, though. Holy crap. New York is insanely big. On the train, I was like, what are we into? What did we just... Where are we? Yeah. But it was fun. It was a good time. We didn't really relax.
I remember I had a layover in LaGuardia one time, and I remember they said, all right, we're coming in for departure, or we're coming in for landing, and we're coming in, and I don't see any runway. I just see a bunch of buildings and houses, and then last second, there's the runway. I was like, oh, there we go. Yeah, dude, that is insane. Beyond happy for y'all. And well, what do you say we just get right into it, man? We've got a little bit to catch up on, but we're going to be looking more forward this weekend towards this upcoming weekend, which really not that much on track action unless you are a really big racing fan. And if you are, you should follow the Motorsports Enthusiast on TikTok and Instagram, and you can get a bunch of racing schedules that he posts. I know that I watch it just to see what's on, but
thank you.
Let's jump right into it. IndyCar, we've got some really cool stuff. We got drivers moving, and we have the 2026 schedule being released, and we have some interesting stuff to take a look at.
Yeah.
But let's start off with the big news in the driver market. We all kind of saw this coming, but it was made official a few weeks ago. David Malukas moving to the Penske number 12. Great move in my
Thoughts?
opinion.
Oh yeah, I'm right there. I think it's well deserved. It seems pretty strategic. It seemed like this was going to be the move. I mean, it was all speculated for time that it was going to be this way. So I'm curious to see how he's going to perform though in a car that can win. I mean, we've seen that car win, and so let's see what he can do. I'm excited to see there on that side. I mean, it's definitely, it sounds like Penske's going to try, I think, to start moving. We're still well, not early in the New Gardens or McLaughlin's career, but getting some younger drivers into the Penske lineup. That's definitely what this chess move is for Penske. So I think it's cool. I think it's good to have some young guys in there.
I think it's going to be a big transitional year for Team Penske. I mean, one middle of this last season having to fire a lot of people due to the controversies and whatnot. But then, you've got someone like Malukas. He's transferring to a team where the standard is winning.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the worst thing that can happen to him is that just he gets in his head, but who knows? He could go out there and wipe the floor with them. But now we've got Scott McLaughlin and Joseph Newgarden moving into more of a veteran role, helping the younger generation. They're moving into that role, which is really interesting. But we also have, I already know I'm going to butcher this. Dennis Hauger.
Sure.
Is that it?
I think it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Dennis Hauger from Indy Next is going to Dale Coyne Racing, who also have recently announced a technical alliance with Andretti Autosport.
Great move.
Good. You got young talent coming in, and then you've got one of the three big powerhouses, coming in to really try and do it. But the big question is, these driver changes, these technical alliances, are these going to be able to take a hit to Palou and Ganassi?
I mean, I think it's all steps too, for sure. I mean, Dennis, he won the championship in Indy Next in 2025. He's a 2020 won F3 championship. I mean, he's a talented guy, and so I think this is going to be one of the next guys to hopefully start throwing into the lineup every single weekend to try to battle for some wins. Obviously, Dale Coyne not where Penske or Ganassi is, but still making great chess moves. I refer to this as a big chess move. Just like with Malukas going to Penske. So I think Malukas and Penske is a great fit. I think Dennis at Dale Coyne's a good fit. Really interesting how the alliance is going to go now with Andretti. But I think it's a good move. And so I think now really looking at this, let's look at the schedule. The 2026 schedule is announced. So it is going to be a very busy March. Very busy, which is completely flipped from what happens or has happened in years past. We have 4 races in March, and I think it's a great move. And you touch on every single track here. So you have a street circuit with St. Pete off number 1, Phoenix, freaking awesome, doubleheader. Also, can we talk about how there's been no publicity around the fact that IndyCar and NASCAR are going to be on the same weekend? No joint posts, no joint media.
2 weeks in a row?
Yeah, right. But I mean, I'm talking about top series though, with the Cup Series. Obviously, St. Pete. There's nothing. It's just okay. We're just 2 separate things. Anyways,
I'm interested to see how the dynamic in that works.
Right.
I mean, that's NASCAR. They have their own NASCAR when they go to a bunch of these different tracks. It's one sanctioning body, so that's 2 different sanctioning bodies that operate 2 different ways.
Yes.
So this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, and the big thing, and I'm going to look at this, is why this is important for just Phoenix Raceway being on the IndyCar schedule. Obviously, they're now in the rotation, but if I'm not mistaken, if the 2026 NASCAR season only has 1 Phoenix date, right? Is it 1, or is there another Phoenix date?
I think I'm pretty sure there's 2. Let me look.
I think it's just 1 for 2026.
Let's see here. 2026 Phoenix, weekend of March 8th, and then weekend of October 18th.
Okay, so it is. So it's a double week. So there's 2.
Yes.
I think I think having them on the same weekend is going to be a great opportunity for both. And then you go to a new. Let's go back to the schedule. Streets of Arlington GP. Going to try to make it to that one. That's an epic race because that is a street course. And then you have Barber, which is the oval road course there. And so great lineup of races to start off the first 4 races. Yeah, I saw that little glitch there too. Did you see it? We're going to let it roll. Did I freeze up
I
a
did.
little bit?
We're going to keep it rolling. We're going to keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
Did you hear what I said though?
No. All right. We go from a busy month in March to a not so busy April.
Nothing.
And you kind of hate to see it, but is what it is. The streets of Long Beach, one of the crown jewels of the IndyCar season, April 19th. Always a super fun and exciting weekend. That'd be a fun race to go to.
It would be, and I'm curious to see how, the original schedule in 2025, well, the actual schedule in 2025, you had a race, a 21-day break or a 20-day break, another race and a 20-day break, and a race and another 20-day break. We have 4 races in a row, and then a 20-day break, then a race, then a 20-day break, and then we don't have a 20-day break. I believe it's until if I'm not mistaken, it's Nashville to Portland is the next big one there. So it's a little bit more spread out. But Long Beach there, and that's April's the only month outside of September, because September's the last race of the season, where we have only one race in a month, which is good. Which I think what this does is it sets up a great opportunity for the playoffs. We don't know if there's going to be playoffs, but for the championship to be kind of not up in the air. But you're going to 3 different track types in 4 weeks. You're going to 2 new tracks. Like there's a lot of unknown.
2 new tracks back to back.
Yeah, it's a lot of unknown. So I think the championship is going to be completely up in the air, which is going to create some excitement to say what's going to happen when they come back in Long Beach.
And also after Long Beach with that big break, that just builds up the excitement for the greatest month in motorsports, May.
For sure.
So May 9th, Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course, always a good showing out there. And then the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500. Lindsay has been bugging us, trying to get houses. It is already insane.
Oh, yeah, that's stupid. So crazy.
We are going to figure out a way to get there. If we have to pitch a tent,
I'm fine with camping.
We will. It'll be fantastic. But yeah, I mean, that is insane, But yeah, May 24th. Can we still call it the greatest day in racing?
Oh, for sure. Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
It is. I think it is, because the great thing is that there's not going to be any schedule conflicts between any of the races, which I love. Do you see that? So it's going to be.
What about with
Canada?
Canada and Indy.
So Indy's going to be the early race. Canada's going to be the middle. The NASCAR is going to top it off. There's no overlap. Yeah, which there wasn't really any overlap before. So the Canada race, I think, is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, like 4:00 our time. Yeah. So there's no scheduling conflicts.
Wow. Okay. Well,
I think.
Okay. I'll call it. I'll call it that for right now. We'll see what next year looks like as well. But I don't know. I feel like you need a race with some prestige there. And no offense to the Canadian Grand Prix, but we need a Monaco or a Silverstone.
Well, here's the thing. So I'm looking at this. This is the actual overview of this. The Canadian Grand Prix 2026 will start at 4 p.m. local time. This is the new start time, moved from the traditional 2 p.m. time to avoid a direct clash with the Indy 500.
Okay, so Formula One is using their heads.
Yes, they are. They are. So then you have NASCAR to top it off, probably at 6, right? So you have 12 hours of racing right there. So it's going to be great.
Yep.
But I got a question. I got a question for you. So they took away the double Iowa race, took away Iowa in general.
Yeah.
and put in a double Milwaukee. Thoughts?
Well, I'm a sucker for oval tracks, and I love seeing Indy cars on oval tracks. I love it. And honestly, I hate to see Iowa go, but I think we have, honestly, a pretty even mixture of all the tracks. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 street courses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 road course or 6 ovals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have about an even number of all of these events, and I think that really kind of rounds itself out. What I would love to see is a little bit more. We do have a good bit of variety in all of this. Now that I think about it, I hate to see Iowa go, but I do really like the 2026 schedule. Week after Indianapolis, we are going to the streets of the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan. Always an interesting race. Always, and especially when it rains.
For sure.
Yeah. After that, we are headed to St. Louis. It's actually not even in the same state as St. Louis, as I found out. Worldwide Tech Raceway. Then probably the most scenic racetrack, Road America.
Epic track.
Then we go to Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, which I have not yet been to.
Fascinating.
Then, in the middle of July.
Oh, it's going to be hot, boy.
It's going to be a little miserable.
It's going to suck.
But we are headed to the Nashville Super Speedway. Nashville Super Speedway is no longer the championship race, which we have a race in Nashville. I'm happy. It really don't.
Yeah, I don't care when it is. I mean, well, I do. It's hot in July, so maybe not try that.
But it was hot in September. It was hot in August.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, looking at Laguna Seca, or kind of going down where, instead of Nashville, it's going to be at Laguna Seca. I mean, I dig it being at Laguna Seca. The corkscrew is so iconic. The track is iconic.
I feel like that's a really good track to have the championship at.
I do too. I think it's a really exciting race, and so I'm all for it. But yeah, after Nashville, starting in August 9th, Portland International Raceway road course there. Then we have the Streets of Markham, which is going to be the race up in Canada. That's what's going to take place of the previous race.
I'm excited for that race. I'm excited for that race.
Me too. And then you have the back-to-back Milwaukee days, which I think Milwaukee, better turnout, I think better racing. Nobody showed up for Iowa. It was embarrassing. The amount of the lack of people that didn't show up to Iowa but then showed up to Milwaukee. I mean, it was night and day, dude. It was night and day. It was crazy.
They had a good turnout for the NASCAR race in Iowa, did they?
And it was sold out. They had more fans for ARCA in Iowa than the IndyCar series in Iowa, which just tells you. Which I don't think that's just because of the sport. I think that's just a demographic thing. I mean,
yeah.
So either way, that's the schedule. I mean, it's going to be awesome. We saw a couple tracks off. Obviously, Iowa's off. Thermal Club's off, and that's our schedule for IndyCar for 2026. So it's going to be fun. All races on Fox. So that's our IndyCar news. Now, I think moving on to the next open wheel series of Formula One. I mean, can we talk about the last two races? Max Verstappen has somehow come up with some ridiculous car and has won the last two races, not just by like a little bit, by like 15 plus seconds, dominates. Piastri's falling apart last race in Baku. And I mean, right now, Max gained 25% of all the points that he needed to catch Oscar Piastri in just one race. So while crazy, let's just put this out there. If Max Verstappen wins the championship this year, greatest Formula One comeback we've ever seen, greatest season in Formula One ever. Maybe.
Possibly. I mean, statistically, it can still happen, but also statistically, Russell and Leclerc can still win the championship. And it's it's difficult, but I don't know. Maybe if he comes back, it will be one for the history books. That is for sure.
Will he be the GOAT? Will he be the GOAT if he comes back from a basic 100-point gap, call it 100 points, with 8 races to go, and wins the championship?
He will be in the conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Will it be set in stone? I don't know. But he will be in the conversation. That is for sure. Max has definitely proven that he can get behind the wheel of a lot of different styles of cars and just wheel it.
And speaking of Max, news just dropped that he will be behind the wheel of a Ferrari GT3 this weekend at the Nürburgring. So that's some exciting news out of Max Verstappen. But what are the point? What's the likelihood of anything happening? So he has what he needs to do. He has to gain 191 points. That's the max points he can gain over the next 7 races and 2 sprints. And all Oscar needs to do, obviously outpoint Lando, but score 122 points to win the championship. So if there is a 70-point gap, so Oscar scores 121, Max is out at 191, Max will be the champion. So, I mean, I put out a video the other week and I was like, look, they would have to take a DNF, multiple DNFs, 4 DNFs for Max to catch Oscar. And what happened? And then also to layer this on, because I had one of my friends over watching the race. So think about like a 1-2 finish, right? It's 25 points to 18, right?
Yeah.
So let's, if you look at where Lando finished, he only gained 6 points. So if you want to treat it as that, you could treat it as Lando getting like a P1 and Oscar getting a P2. Not much difference there because Oscar, the delta is actually smaller.
Yeah.
Because of what happened with the DNF plus that was it 7th place, 6th place that Lando got. So
in Baku?
Yeah, it was 7th or 6th. Can't remember. I think it was 7th.
It was 7th.
Yeah. So you got to treat. I mean, I look at it as like a 1-2, right? I mean, that's the point differential. Like Lando won the race, and Oscar came in 2nd place.
Yeah.
That's the point gap. So, Oscar had a huge opportunity to close it, and didn't work. So
yeah. I mean, it is insane to look at. And we've got a wide variety of tracks coming up. All right. We've got the fast and technical COTA. We've got the really fast Mexico, the kind of we got the kind of the wavy track that is Brazil, the street course of Las Vegas, high speeds at Qatar, and then Abu Dhabi. I mean this,
and Singapore too.
If this trend continues, we could see a championship battle go into Abu Dhabi.
Yeah. I mean,
December.
It'd be crazy because it wasn't team orders team orders didn't affect this weekend, right? So
and team orders shouldn't affect it, and I'll get more into that when we go to NASCAR. But you're team orders so much.
You're on my side of the fence. You're on my side of the fence on this.
I feel like you and me agree on like there's things here and there we disagree on, but there's a lot that we do agree on.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think there are times where team orders are necessary, and we'll touch on this. Not on lap 110 for 11th. That's all I'm saying. Anyways,
that's true. We'll get to that later, but
Formula One, yeah, we have the Singapore GP coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend. I mean, if we're going to give 2 early predictions, I think we got to look at freaking Max Verstappen, dude. We got to look at Max.
You have to now. You have to.
He's winning by 15 seconds. Dude's pulling 2022, 2023 Max.
This is insane. I mean, we're back to seeing, the 2022, 2023 Max Verstappen, and it's too early to give a prediction. I'm going to have to do a little bit more research over the next week.
Give me Max. If the temperature's cold, give me like a Mercedes maybe. Who knows? I'll say this: the absolute cinema. If the McLaren downfall happens and Max Verstappen wins the drivers' championship, Chad, the cinema will be one that we will never see again. It will be
Drive to Survive might actually be worth the watch.
I can't. It would be. I don't hope.
Hey, I don't want to get my hopes up because it's Formula One, and every time we get excited about something with Formula One, it never goes good.
Oh yeah. No, I'm saying Oscar deserves the championship, 100%. Like the likelihood of this happening is so low. Like Oscar would have to DNF 3 more times, and Lando would have to finish outside of the top 8 in the next 4 races for Max to end them to all be equal. Right? That's what has to happen. Now we are 25% of the way there. So.
I will say,
just saying,
in 2021, I thought, like, no way they're going to be tied on points going into the last race.
Bro, just imagine a 3-way battle between Oscar, Lando, and Max, Abu Dhabi. You want to see some haymakers being thrown? You are going to see some crazy stuff. You may not because, you can't even blink without having a penalty anyways. Well, let's I'm gonna go Max. That's my prediction, but it's still too early. But
I'm gonna give me another week, and I'll give you a good prediction. But yeah,
I will say one more piece of news. Jim Beam is going to be the official spirit sponsor for Cadillac.
I did see that.
Right along with Tommy Hilfiger being the official apparel and lifestyle partner for them. Pretty interesting because Checo has his own alliances with tequila brands, and I'm curious how that is going to go.
Well, Jim Beam's a bourbon, right?
Yes.
I mean, I don't really both in the alcohol industry, but
yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work. Jim Beam's a whiskey.
Yes.
So I don't know how. I don't know if they have even any tequila or any kind of other products there. But that's another piece of news. Other pieces of news. I know Monaco got extended. I think we talked about that last time. I think there's another extension. I can't remember.
Not entirely sure.
Not sure. But that's what's going on in the Formula One world.
I did see some news a second ago.
Oh, a second ago.
Let me see if I can find it again. By RBR Daily, Red Bull Racing Daily, and it's the FIA set to raise the 2026 budget cap from 135 million to 215 million to reflect the global inflation and other associated costs.
Good grief! That's almost.
I feel like
that's a big old jump there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that really makes that much big of a difference. But I mean, obviously, almost 100 million is a big difference money wise. But I mean, these teams are spending that and then some. I mean, let's be honest here. These teams aren't that budget cap. Don't mean much.
It's interesting for the smaller teams.
Yeah.
Like what they can bring on. So
yeah. But anyway, let's get to our local racing report. We are going to Seekonk Speedway in Seekonk, Massachusetts.
Seekonk.
Seekonk.
I've never heard of that town before.
Well, have you ever been to Massachusetts? Wait, fuck, you were just in Boston. I forgot Boston was in Massachusetts.
Connect the dots.
The entire New England area just kind of blends together for me.
That's a fair point. That's a very valid. We were actually saying like it doesn't like obviously Boston is in Massachusetts, but like it's a weird disconnect. When we were there, we were like, this doesn't feel like we're in Massachusetts. You know what I mean? So either way, go ahead. We were in Seekonk, Massachusetts.
Yes. So we had our Pro Stock division, Late Model division, Sportsman division, and Sport Truck division on this 1/3 of a mile asphalt track. Here is your top 3 from each. Started 7th, came home 3rd in the number 17. RI is Vincent Arenegado Jr.
Nice. I'll trust you on that one.
I am going to copy and paste this into the Word document under local racing report. John, give that a shot.
Arenegado.
Is it Italian?
No,
Oh,
it
fine.
sounds a Renegado. It might be. You keep on going. I'll do some research on the name.
Okay. Okay, I know this second place one pretty well. Started fifth, came home second, the number 30, Jacob Burns, and started second, came home with the Pro Stock feature win, the number 52, David Darling. Now for our late models. Started seventh, came home third in the number 10, like that number, Andrew Gomes. Started third, came home second, the number 22, RI, Mark Jensen. And started fifth, came home with the late model feature win in the number 91, Charlie Rose. Sportsman started ninth, came home third, the number 54, Cody Lambert. Started third, came home second, the number 23, Cody Tripp. And your Sportsman feature winner started fourth, came home with the win, the number 12, Doug Bennett.
Looks like Spain. Spain might be
Spain.
the origin.
Now for our sport truck. Started sixth, came home third, the number 29, Jacob Venata. Started 11th, came home second, the number 50, Mike Durante. And started second, came home with the sport truck feature win, the number 78, DJ Thibault. If you would like your local short track shouted out on the Flag to Flag podcast, email flagtoflag10@gmail.com or hit us up on any of our social media channels. Listen out for those at the end of the episode. Make sure you go out to your local short track this weekend and bring a friend. This week's Flag to Flag at the track will be none.
No, shit. I thought you were going to be at a track.
No, I mean, I have a prior obligation.
It happens.
But depending on what time that ends, I might be going to a racetrack, but it won't be for any significant purpose.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I do have a little bit of unfortunate news in the local racing world. This past weekend, or this past week, or last week on Tuesday, I received word that the Music City Quarter Midget Racing Association was losing its home track in Hermitage, Tennessee. Really kind of came out of nowhere. There was really nothing anyone could do. It's a little bit of a complicated story, but there's really no one you can blame. There's no one really anyone you can be mad at, except for really the situation itself. So a track that stood for 23 years was once the second largest quarter midget racing track in the country, now third, locked its gates for the very last time this past weekend. I got to race direct out there. And yeah, the Music City Quarter Midget Racing Association as a group and a club is alive and well. They are currently working to finish off the last remaining 2 points races of their season somewhere in the Middle Tennessee area, maybe Northern Alabama and the Huntsville area as well. They are looking to try and make sure we do all that and do it right. But yeah, it just one of those situations where it was rough. But as all the kids say before every race, we are Music City. And this is why it is so important that you do go out and support your local short tracks. But yeah, let's move on to NASCAR, where, as always, we have a lot of action, a lot to talk about, especially this last weekend in New Hampshire, which was a really good race. I'm not, no offense to New Hampshire or anything, but New Hampshire's not really one I get too excited for. I really liked it.
It was good. It was solid. Great racing, tire strategy. You had, it kind of had everything that you would want. Teammates wrecking other teammates. It's fine. So let's talk about that. Let's look back a little bit. So that's a big discussion. Essentially, is the Ty Gibbs, Denny Hamlin talk, and they've been talking about it ever since the race.
Yeah.
Chad, you seem to have some pretty strong opinions on it, and so I will let you have the floor here and hear what you have to say about team orders. Team orders.
I am trying to get a job with a NASCAR team, so I need to really be careful on how I word this.
You want me to say it? You want me
Uh,
to say it?
I can do it. I just have to be smart, you know. For the first 26 races of the year, each driver needs to be fighting to make it into the playoffs. Each driver in, say, a 4-car organization, like a Hendrick and a Joe Gibbs, needs to be fighting to make it into the playoffs. If, say, only, I don't know, 3 of those drivers make their way into the playoffs, and 1 doesn't, those 3 drivers, I don't know, shot in the dark here, sweep the round of 16. That 1 driver, I personally feel like, should be doing everything they can to try and help those other drivers to a certain extent. That other driver has a much faster car. That 1 driver who's not in the playoffs has a much faster car and has a shot at making it, at winning a race, even in the playoffs. Sure, go for it. But I'm going to be honest, I'm a little bit, now that I'm talking about this out loud, I'm a little bit on the fence. I can see both perspectives.
Oh, I do too. I agree.
But yeah, John, what do you think? Okay, for those who don't know what we are referencing, Ty Gibbs, who is a part of Joe Gibbs Racing, who is not in the playoffs, was racing his teammate Denny Hamlin, the number 11 for Joe Gibbs, and Christopher Bell, the number 20 for Joe Gibbs, on, I think, around lap 108, 110, for 11th place, fighting like it was the last lap for the lead. And Denny Hamlin had enough, went into turn 1, put the bumper to him, never looked back. John, what do you think?
Well, I think, one, I don't think wrecking your teammate's the answer here.
I don't either. I don't agree with that. I do not agree with wrecking your teammate.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing here. Like, okay, it's one thing to give team orders, and let's say, move out of the way. Sure. Now, let's say he didn't move out of the way. Okay, then you may need to take matters in your own hands, maybe a little bit, but I don't think doing it at lap 110 with the over, little under 2/3 of the race to go, right?
Lap 110 of 301 laps.
Yeah, you're a little over a third of the way. That one spot, while it hypothetically may make you up a spot later in the race and maybe may put you in a better position, it's not definite. It's not a set in stone. Like, if I get around this car, this one car for 11th place, that's going to make me do whatever. No, you have no idea what's going to happen, right? That's my biggest argument. It is like, if it was for the win, maybe. If it was closer to the end of the race for a more points, sure. It was P11. Like, what are you fighting for? Freaking peanuts? Like, what are you fighting for? Like, and that's also, I say that with 2 meetings.
Come on, John.
Hamlin, what are you Hamlin?
Get fired up, John. I love seeing it. Come on. Hamlin, get fired up, John. I love it.
Hamlin, what are you fighting for? But Gibbs, what are you fighting for? Like, and I think the difference is 3 are in the playoffs and 1's not. Yeah. And 3 are in the playoffs and 1 is not. 1's trying to prove themselves. 1's trying to put themselves in a position to get more points to win a championship. Like, should he have been racing him as hard as he did? Probably not. But I don't think wrecking the guy is the answer, ending his day. That is the one thing where I'm like, I 100% say that is a wrong move. I don't think you jump him. I don't care. Go ahead. A lot of people have a very emotional response because they don't like Ty Gibbs. I think if you wanted to treat this logically, and I understand I understand what he's done in the past, but what has he really done this season? Like, genuinely, what has he really done this season to deserve that, right? I don't know. I can't name a time where he's done something that is, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think what happened to him should have happened, especially when you have Denny Hamlin, the senior driver in that team, just dumping a teammate like that. I just don't think looks great. But,
well,
you know,
it's interesting, and I agree, and I will say, and I will give Ty Dillon the credit for this. Since Ty Dillon has been to the Cup Series, he has calmed down quite a bit. He used to be a loose cannon in the Gibbs used to be a loose cannon in the Xfinity Series. All right, not caring who was in front of him, and I will say he has calmed down quite a bit since. It's interesting because both those drivers aren't liked by a lot of people.
mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't like Denny Hamlin because of the way he races. A lot of people don't like Ty Gibbs because of how he got his ride.
Yep.
But let's compare this to two other scenarios here, okay? Let's compare this to later in the same race, all right? We have the battle of the 1 and the 2, all right? The battle of the 12 and the battle of the 21. All right? Let's be honest here. The 21 car, the Wood Brothers car, it's basically a fourth Penske car.
100%.
All right. Absolutely. You go to the Penske shop, you see the Wood Brothers trailer in their shop.
Yeah.
All right. So look at how they raced each other. All right. Barry wanted to win that race. Barry's not in the championship fight anymore, unfortunately. Why? Okay. Quick side note. Now we start having good races for Barry.
It's how the scripts are written, bro. Don't you know? You don't get a copy? Man.
But
I hope that didn't hit anything important.
It didn't. There's nothing. Well, there might be a few. But yeah, anyway. Josh Berry in the 21, he raced the 12 hard. He didn't race him dirty. He didn't dump him. He didn't move him. Berry used up all of his stuff, and Blaney went on to win it.
Yeah.
Now, let's also compare this to the Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri scenario right now. In my personal opinion, there should be 0 team orders from McLaren in Formula One right now.
Like at this current moment.
At this current moment.
Got it. Why?
Both drivers, in my opinion, have a almost equal shot at winning the championship in Formula One. Have at it. All right? Play nice, but have at it.
Yep.
All right? Now, let's look at Max Verstappen. All right? Yuki Tsunoda should be doing everything he can to try and help Max Verstappen get to catch up with those guys, because Tsunoda is no longer in the championship point fight. All right? This is where I see, okay, Ty Gibbs probably should have conceded the spot, but I can see him, like, yeah, it's very scenario dependent. Like, obviously, the 11 and the 20 had the faster car. Yeah. The 11 and the 20 had the faster car. If the 54 had the faster car, we might be having a different conversation, but he didn't.
Yep. Okay.
So yeah, we're both getting fired up over this. I love it.
Yeah, it's just, you know, I'm gonna stand on this like I stand on business. Like I don't think he should have dumped him, dude. Like dumping your teammate, bro. Like, yeah.
I don't agree.
I don't care what the situation is. Like, I just don't think dumping your teammate on track is right. I just don't. Like, I don't care if you're Denny Hamlin and it's the grandson of the owner. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I just think it just, and let me tell you, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, he got what he deserved. Oh, it's because it's Ty Gibbs, he got what he deserved. Like, come on. Like, can we just grow up for a little bit and kind of look at what the situation actually happened? You had your senior driver, who hasn't won a championship, by the way. They just swept the round of 16, right?
Yeah,
comes out and wrecks the young guy who's probably going to be the face of the organization.
and
Let's be
before too
real.
long, yeah,
Like, I'm just it just I think it's dumb. I think it's a
yeah.
dumb move. I just
I
don't
mean,
like it. I mean, I get like bumping somebody out of the way,
oh
but when
yeah. I mean,
this is your
that's one of the
teammate,
reasons we love NASCAR.
yeah, and I mean this is probably on the same side or on the other side. This is another reason why we love NASCAR, because you may have some teammates wreck some other teammates. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I mean,
I see both
that's
sides.
not exclusive to NASCAR. 2016 Barcelona, the Civil War, Nico
Yeah.
Rosberg, Lewis Hamilton. All right, the entirety of Ayrton Senna and Alan Prost, or when they were teammates at McLaren.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, I think this is really interesting. But let's look at a few more things real quick. Barry to spin and almost win. I was rooting for him that whole
Spin to
race.
win would have been sick. Spin to
It
win
would have been
shirt for
sick.
Barry.
Yeah, and real quick, Carson Hocevar, he did pretty good.
Carson is. I'm going to stand on this because I believe it. When I said Carson Hocevar will win a championship in 4 years, I think he could win a championship in 4 years. I
So
don't
by
care where he's.
2029,
Yeah. Was it 29? Well, 25, 26, 27, 28.
I'll give you to 29.
Okay,
I'll give you to 29.
In the next 4 years, I guess I should say, because
Yes.
definitely not this season. It could be there, but he did a great job. Spire had a great run. I mean,
Yeah.
great run for some of those lower tier teams. So, well,
Absolutely.
besides Haley, either way.
Yeah.
2 more quick thoughts before we give our picks to Kansas. They have a new tire that's coming to the right side. It's supposed to be what I think they are positioning as a little bit more sustainable, because they saw a pretty severe fall off. So I read the article.
A hotter compound?
So it's, from what I've heard, it's like it wears quicker, but it's more durable. I don't know how you get both. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make sense, right?
The smartest. In fact, I could honestly. I'm not going to, but I have a contact at Goodyear that I'm not.
So the
I'm
fall
not
off,
going
they
to.
said, yeah. Well, they said the fall off was concerning, which I can imagine they meant that it fell off too fast. So what makes me think is that
Kind of like a Bristol type deal.
it's a little bit more durable on the right side. That's how I'm interpreting it. So,
Well, the right side does take, on oval tracks, the right side does take the majority of the wear.
it does. And so I think that could be interesting. Now, as long as it doesn't change the racing product very much, I am all for it. If you could have guys that are riding the bottom and doesn't wear as quick, perfect.
Yeah.
But there's that. So we have a new tire there.
Yeah.
And then also one more quick topic, though, the new NASCAR game, NASCAR 25, they released their gameplay trailer. Let's talk about that. Chad, we talked about it in the pre-show. What are your thoughts so far on it, on what you've seen visually?
I like it. So I think I made the mistake of my thought process with it as an iRacing type deal. They're really doing good at making this look more like an actual video game. Like, I don't know what it is about iRacing. You can just tell it's more of a simulator or an advanced video game than it is. Yeah. But you can definitely see it looks like a more user-friendly version or a more simplistic version of iRacing.
Yeah.
Which I really like. However, like I said in the pre-show, I'm gonna have to sit down with the controller or with my steering wheel and play it.
See, that's what I'm very curious about, is how it acts on a rig. Because I'm gonna try it too. I'm gonna pull my PS5 back here and I'm gonna try it on my rig. I don't know how it'll work with 3 monitors though. That might be a little tricky.
I mean, if you can make it work, if not, just have it on your middle monitor.
Yeah, I can have it on the middle. But I think this so far, again, I agree with you. I have to figure out how it's tested and how it actually feels. Everything that I've wanted in a NASCAR game, it looks like what's going to happen in 25. Because I love how they've bridged the gap between sim and don't want to call it arcade, right? But console gaming, right?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Unless it's me, you have been so still for the last. Oh man, did we just freeze out?
My internet's all good.
You're frozen, Chad. I can't tell what's happening. Maybe we're both frozen? Is it me or is it you? Either way, I'm just going to keep on going just in case it's me, and if it's not, then we can figure it out. But the NASCAR 25 game coming out in a little under 3 weeks. Digital release is going to be really fun. So let me call Chad because I don't know what the heck's going on here. Oh, he's calling me. Hello, are you frozen?
You're frozen, but it says I'm trying to reconnect. So let me refresh my page real quick.
Okay, because it's showing that you are completely frozen too. So, okay, I just saw you log off. All right. We're just going to keep it rolling. See how this goes. So.
Yeah, I'm still here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry.
He says he is still here. Wait.
Oh, okay. Wow, it looks like my entire internet just went down for a second. I don't know why.
Oh. Well, Chad is now joining virtually via the telephone, the telly. See if it comes back in. But I just saw you join the document, so you should be back in. Yeah, you went off on the document too. So.
Okay. Well, it says so. I have iRacing pulled up on my other monitor here, and it says network back connected. I'm like, didn't know it wasn't connected. So.
Didn't know it wasn't there. So let's see. Let's see if you can join.
Open Studio.
Boop. No, he's not in. Dang. Wasn't a timer. There we are. We are back. We are back.
Daisies. But yeah. But anyway. Yeah, I think we got to get going here before too long, John. I'm pretty sure you said you have a meeting at 2.
2. I got a 2:00 rough shut off. I gotta run up and do some errands. I gotta go to the gym. I have a broadcast, so I got a couple things I got to get knocked out today. But overall, let's give our picks for Kansas. Chad, who are you going with?
It's hard not to look at the Toyotas.
Fair.
It's hard not to look at the Chevys. I feel like I picked them too much at these types of tracks. Okay. I know who I'm going to go with.
Okay.
Give me a Toyota in the playoffs that's going to lock themselves in to the round of 8.
Oh, you're not going to do it, are you? Oh, man.
Who do you think?
I'm going to type it in the document. Can you see the document?
Okay. Oh, no. Same team. Yep.
Oh.
James Dennis Hamlin Jr. Give me Denny.
Yes, he's one of the top 2 drivers there, 100%.
He is, all right? And honestly, I'm struggling to not pick one of the 2 cars in the playoffs that he owns. I mean, let's be honest, every time we come here, 2311 is a powerhouse with Reddick and Wallace, all right?
Yeah, fair.
Last year, Reddick made a deep playoff run, but yeah, it's interesting. And then we've got the Roval. Whew, I'm excited for that one.
That'll be a good one. See what happens there.
But yeah, give me James Denny Hamlin, Mr. DeRugeris. What do you got?
So I've been thinking about this one probably for the last 35 seconds. He performed very well at New Hampshire. He's not doing much racing now because it's not the season anymore for it until maybe just late November, December, seeing what he does. He has all his focus on the Cup Series now. So I'm going to go with number 5. Give me Kyle Larson. He's got 5 top 5s in like 6, 7 races. Like, dude's been up there every single race.
Larson is honestly a really good. Larson is a really good pick.
He's one of the gimmies, just like Hamlin is. But I think looking at what happened last week, this is a chance for him to lock himself into the round of 8. And
Larson knows how to use those other lines.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild to see. His experience is gonna show. Watch out for Christopher Bell as well. I mean, it could be a show. I'm gonna go with a 5 though, Hendrick guy, up there, up at the top. But you got the 11, I got the 5. Really quick, I want to run through really quick the racing schedule for this weekend, just so everybody can know. So starting off on Friday, September 26th, we have the ARCA Menards Series at Kansas. That's 8 p.m. on Fox Sports 1 all Eastern time, by the way. We haven't talked about MotoGP, but they have the Japan Sprint at 2 a.m. on the 27th. That's Saturday at Fox Sports 1. Xfinity Series practice and qualifying, 10:30 a.m. on the CW app on Saturday. Cup Series practice and qualifying on 1 p.m. on True TV. The Xfinity Series race from Kansas, 4 p.m. on the CW. Then on Sunday, September 28th, MotoGP Grand Prix of Japan at 1 a.m. That's going to be very late or early on Fox Sports 2. You have also the NASCAR Cup Series race from Kansas at 3 p.m. on USA. Also, you have the 6 hours of Fuji WEC starting. I think that's at 10 on Saturday.
10 a.m.?
10 p.m.
Oh.
10 p.m. on Saturday, I think.
I'm not watching that.
Either way, that is our episode for today, episode 49. I don't have a flag with me, but I have Lando Norris.
I do.
Meow.
We have reached
the checkered flag, the end of the Flag to Flag podcast. Look at that. It's actually
Cotton Classic.
nice. So thank you for tuning in. Make sure to tune into the Flag to Flag podcast here on whether you're watching on Spotify, YouTube. Subscribe as well. Make sure to follow us on any social media channels at Flag to Flag _podcast on Instagram. Everywhere else, it is Flag to Flag podcast. Chad, until next time, we will see you on the next one. There's a little fuzzy flying around. Look at that. Flying around her head.